Have you ever felt like you can sense things before they happen? Maybe in the middle of your daily routine, you've had such a strong feeling that it stopped you in your tracks. Or perhaps, without knowing why, you changed your path, only to find out later that you avoided an accident. Has this happened to you? It's not a coincidence. It's not just intuition. It's a manifestation of something deeper, a gift that few understand and even fewer fully accept. Some people go through life ignoring these signs, attributing them to chance or randomness, but there are others, those who feel more intensely, who see beyond the obvious, and who, without even realizing it, have been connected to a reality that goes beyond the physical. People who, unknowingly, might be seers. Maybe this has happened to you while you were asleep. You had a dream so vivid, so real, that when you woke up, it felt like more than just a random image. Then, days or weeks later, what you saw in your dream actually happened. A conversation, a place, an event. Everything unfolded exactly as you imagined. Or maybe you felt the energy of a place the moment you stepped inside. Without words, without anyone telling you anything. You just know if there's tension in the air, if sadness hides behind smiles, or if someone close to you is dealing with something they're not saying. It's not just sensitivity. It's not just intuition. It's a gift. Today, on this journey of discovery, I'm going to show you 5 signs that may prove you're a seer, even if you've never realized it. Signs that have always been there, showing up in small details, waiting for you to recognize and accept them. And listen closely, because the final sign is the most powerful. Once you discover it, you'll understand why you've experienced the things you have. And more importantly, you'll know what to do with this knowledge. Stay until the end, because this could change your perception of life forever. But before we continue, I want to invite you to be part of this community. If this topic resonates with you, if you feel that more people should hear this and awaken to their true potential, subscribe, give it a like, and share your experience in the comments. Your support changes lives. Let's begin. The first sign, unusual intuition. There's something in you that makes you different. You've felt it your whole life, even if you've never named it. It's that strange certainty that appears out of nowhere, that feeling that warns you before something happens. You don't need proof. You don't need explanations. You just know. It's like you have a silent connection with the universe, a channel open to a source of knowledge most people don't perceive. While others trust logic and concrete facts, you trust that inner voice that whispers truths before reality confirms them. This is the first sign that you might be a seer, a heightened intuition. Maybe you've walked into a room and, without exchanging a single word, clearly sensed what was happening there. You know if there's tension, joy, or something that's just not right. You feel it in the air, in the invisible weight of unspoken emotions. Or perhaps you've met someone for the first time, and within seconds you felt something intense in your body. Something told you that you could trust this person, or that, on the contrary, you needed to walk away immediately. Later, you realized your instinct was right. And it's not just that. There are moments when you know what's going to happen, like the future slips into your mind before it becomes reality. You can't explain how, but you see it clearly. An unexpected phone call, a decision someone is about to make, an accident you could avoid if you listen to your intuition. It's not imagination. It's not coincidence. It's a gift. Seers often experience these intuitive downloads spontaneously. It's like the universe reveals small fragments of what's to come. A whisper in the mind, a fleeting image, a sensation you can't ignore. And if you pay attention, if you trust this gift instead of dismissing it, you'll discover that this intuition isn't just real. It's your greatest guide in life. But here's the challenge. In a world dominated by logic and reason, many people ignore these messages. They doubt themselves. They think it's just imagination, and they end up silencing their own perception. However, those who trust their intuition, who accept it and nurture it, develop an extraordinary ability. They can see what others can't. Now tell me, has this ever happened to you? Have you felt that unexplainable certainty, that intuition that seems to come from an unknown place? If so, maybe you're a seer without even knowing it. But this is only the beginning. The next sign I'm about to reveal will bring you even closer to the truth. Keep listening. The second sign, dreams that come true. There are moments when reality and the dream world seem to intertwine. You wake up with a clear image in your mind, a scene that felt so real, as if you had actually been there. At first, you brush it off. It was just a dream, right? But then, it happens. Days, weeks, or even months later, you find yourself in that exact place with those same people, hearing the same words you already saw in your mind. A chill runs down your spine because you recognize what's happening. You've dreamed of this moment before. This is the second sign that you might be a seer. Your dreams come true. For many people, dreams are just fragments of imagination, leftovers from the subconscious processing everyday life. But for those with a heightened perception, dreams are more than that. They're messages, warnings, visions of what's to come. Seers have a subconscious mind deeply connected to higher dimensions, allowing them to receive information while they sleep. During sleep, the body rests, but the consciousness expands. Traveling beyond time and space, it's in that state that you receive images of the future, answers to questions you haven't even asked, and signs that can guide you if you learn how to interpret them. Some call them prophetic dreams. Others call them night visions. But the name doesn't matter as much as the experience. Maybe you remember dreaming of someone you hadn't seen in years, and shortly after, that person contacted you or reappeared in your life. Or maybe you dreamed of an unexpected event, a conversation, a warning, and when it happened, you knew for sure you had already lived it in another reality, on another plane. But here's something you should know. These dreams don't happen by chance. They're part of your connection to the universe, to the unseen, to what lies beyond logic. And the more attention you give them, the more you write them down, reflect on them, and remember them, the clearer their message becomes. Don't ignore what you see in your dreams. Don't dismiss those visions just because society tells you they don't make sense. You have a gift, and it's in your hands to discover how to use it. Now tell me, have you ever dreamed of something that later happened? Have you felt that your dreams are more than just random images? If so, leave me a comment and share your experience. Your story could help others recognize their own gift. But this doesn't end here. There are more signs that may reveal you're a seer. And the next one is one of the most powerful. Keep listening, as if someone were showing them a glimpse of the future. These downloads of information can arrive at any moment. during a conversation while you're walking down the street, or even when you close your eyes for just a second. It's as if the universe drops puzzle pieces that only you can see. And here's the most surprising part. The more attention you pay to these messages, the more frequent and clearer they become. At first, you might doubt them, think they're just your imagination. But over time, you'll realize these visions have a purpose. They are warnings, answers, or fragments of information that come from a higher plane. Some people experience this with overwhelming intensity. They see images that seem nonsensical until they later match reality. They receive words in their mind that, when spoken aloud, turn out to be exactly what someone needed to hear. Seers don't just feel, they see. They see beyond the obvious, beyond the tangible. They perceive what others ignore. And if they learn to understand these messages, they can use them to guide their own path and the paths of others. Now tell me, have you ever had an image in your mind that later became real? Have you heard an inner voice that revealed something important to you? If so, leave it in the comments. I want to know how many of you have experienced these kinds of connections. And pay close attention, because the next part is the most powerful of all. What I'm about to reveal could change the way you see the world. Continue listening. Paranormal experiences or the sensation of an invisible presence. In moments when the air seems to grow heavier, when without any logical explanation you feel you're not alone. It's a strange sensation, hard to describe. Maybe it's a sudden chill, a whisper you thought you heard in the distance, a fleeting shadow that disappears when you try to focus on it, or perhaps the clear certainty that someone or something is watching you, even though you can't see it. If this has happened to you, you may have experienced the fifth and final sign that you are a seer, your connection to the unknown. People with advanced perceptive abilities don't just feel or see beyond the obvious, they also detect presences that most people ignore. Sometimes these manifestations come as physical sensations, a sudden change in temperature, a vibration in the air, or an intense energy that seems to fill the room. Other times, they're much clearer. Hearing a voice calling you when you're completely alone. Seeing a figure in your peripheral vision that vanishes when you turn your head. Or feeling sure that an invisible presence is with you in key moments. For some, these events can be unsettling. The rational mind searches for explanations, tries to convince itself that it's just an illusion. But seers understand these experiences are real. The veil between worlds is not as thick as we think, and there is something beyond the physical. Throughout history, many people with clairvoyant gifts have reported these types of encounters, feelings of protection, warnings of danger, messages that seem to come from another dimension. Some have felt the presence of departed loved ones. Others have received guidance at crucial moments in their lives. The question is, what does this mean for you? If you've had similar experiences, if you've ever felt you weren't alone when you should have been, or received inexplicable signs, it could mean your perception goes beyond this physical world. Don't ignore these signs. Don't fear them. Instead, learn to understand them, to explore them, to discover what they mean for you. Now tell me, have you ever felt a presence you couldn't see? Heard something that felt like a message meant for you? If so, share it in the comments. Your story could help many people understand what they've been through. But this doesn't end here. What I'm going to tell you next is the most important part of all. Continue listening. If any of these signs have resonated with you, if you've ever felt what we've described here, don't ignore it. Don't let doubt silence what could be one of the greatest gifts you possess. The world we live in teaches us to see only the tangible, to believe only in what can be measured and proven. But there is something more, something beyond the physical, something few can perceive and even fewer dare to explore. If you felt an unusually strong intuition, had dreams that came true, sensed invisible energies, had visions, or heard unexplainable messages, if you've ever felt a presence you couldn't see, then it's possible you have a gift waiting to be discovered. You are not alone. You are not the only one. There are many people in the world who have experienced the same, but few dare to speak of it. Maybe because they fear being misunderstood, or because they were told their whole lives that such things aren't real. But here you are, and here I am, to tell you that they are. Your perception is a window to a greater world, to a truth that few understand. And now, the next step is up to you. If any of these signs have been part of your life, I want to know. Tell me in the comments which ones you've experienced and what you think about them. When was the first time you felt that something in you was different? What has your experience with these perceptions been like? Share your story, because your testimony could help others understand what they feel in silence. And if this content has helped you understand more about yourself, subscribe and turn on notifications. This is only the beginning of a fascinating path, a path that will allow you to learn more about the spiritual world, about energies, and about all that connects us to the invisible. See you in the next video.